Yes, good morning. In the previous class, we discussed human communication and animal communication. Have you observed one thing? Both in human communication and animal communication, we discussed some sources. Okay, sources through which we can communicate, such as sounds, signs, signals, and symbols. We discussed, but the fact is that if you want to communicate with others, okay, if we want to communicate anything, then we should have at least one partner, one partner. Okay, if you have one partner, at least the communication is possible. Okay, because the word communication itself reminds us that it is the process of sharing or exchanging of information. If there is no other man or other receiver to receive your message, then the communication is not possible. The communication is not possible. Okay, of course, in one type of communication, of course, that can be considered as a part of communication, but that is not interpersonal communication. Okay, we shall discuss that point when we discuss the types of communication, right? So we need some people to communicate. Okay, we need some others or receivers to receive our message, our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, ideas. Okay, so even in the same manner, in case of animals, animals also need some other animals to receive their information. Okay, that's why we can say communication is a social activity. Communication is a social activity. This is the main point you should remember. Communication is a social activity. Why we should call it a social activity? Because of the society involved in this communication. The members of the society involved in the communication. Whatever we communicate, surely we can communicate our ideas, feelings, and thoughts, but we can't directly communicate our ideas. We can't directly communicate our ideas. To communicate our ideas, we need a channel. We need a channel or a code we need into which we can translate our idea. Okay, then what is that channel and what is that code? If you don't know, okay, what is commonly accepted code? What is commonly accepted code, or what are commonly accepted codes? Then how can you communicate? Okay, in Telugu, if you know that there is a word Enugu in Telugu. Okay, so for you, that may be a bird which you may nurture at your home. That may be a pet bird like hen. Okay, let us suppose if you think that hen is elephant, then you're in wrong conception. You're in wrong conception, because all the world, all your society, all the members of your society, they know or they call it as hen, hen, not as an elephant. Okay, they call another animal with the word elephant. We know what is that. That is Enugu. That is Enugu.
Yes, okay.
Ah. Where Babu? So here you should understand the point. Ah, is there any doubt for you?
No, sir. Actually, yesterday I would like to ask you some questions, sir, regarding verbal and non-verbal. What is the difference between, for example, animals can touch, maybe man also can touch and feel, maybe smell, like. So it comes under verbal or non-verbal. How can we say that, sir?
Surely it is non-verbal.
Okay, sir.
Verbal and non-verbal. The difference between verbal and non-verbal is language. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If
Okay,
it,
sir.
if it is
Okay, sir.
if it is language related, if we include the language in that communication, that is verbal communication.
Okay, sir. Written mode, sir, or written type.
Yeah, language may be oral or written.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So
Okay.
either oral form of language or written form of language can be used as a verbal form.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
remaining all other ways are called non-verbal ways.
Right, sir. For example, symbols of sports symbols like, for example, cricket mode, sir. Cricket. Can we observe cricket game?
Yes.
So umpire just like just tries his hands like out. So it comes under.
That comes under non-verbal because they are signs, you know. Signs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or signals. We can say signals. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
But
Right.
here, in written communication, the letters what we are using for representing sounds, they are also symbols. They are also symbols. Suppose letters A, B, C, D, they are also symbols for sounds. And ELEPHANT, that is also a symbol for the word elephant.
Sir. Sir.
But here you should remember that these symbols in written form are the symbols of language, not others. Okay. Those symbols are not like traffic, that means signboards. Okay, or any symbols like a swastik or a cross. Okay, or plus doctors use the plus symbol. Okay, that symbol is different from the linguistic symbol. Linguistic symbol is just simply the written sounds, the written symbols for sounds and sounds, vowels and consonants, right? That is the difference between verbal and non-verbal. Got my point? Okay. Okay. Mute here. Yes. So come to the point. Communication is a social activity. Okay, as all the members of that speech community know that animal is elephant. Okay, you can't call it as a peacock, or you can't call it as a peasant or parrot, because the commonly known code is that elephant. For that, to represent that particular animal, the commonly accepted or the commonly known code is ELEPHANT, elephant. Okay, so this coding system or the understanding or comprehension of the code is based on the knowledge among the members of the community. Okay, that's why surely we can say communication is a social phenomenon. Okay, the people who make up a society, the people who make up a society are also engaged in relation of sharing. Okay, the members of that, the people who make a society, who make a society. Okay, they are all the people, they are all the people of the society, and they share the relationship of this coding system. Okay, that to exchange or to share the info, to share the information or feeling or emotion, whatever it may be. So surely we can say communication is a social activity or social phenomenon. Okay, now let us understand the characteristics of communication. The characteristics of communication. Okay, these are the specific characteristics of human communication, not the animal communication. These characteristics make the human communication a well established system, a well established system. Okay, animal communication does not have these characteristics. That's why they couldn't develop, the animals couldn't develop a proper communication system. You see, based on the depth.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Suvarnakar. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yesterday you have discussed about the animal communication, right, sir?
Yes.
Only.
So based on these characteristics, we can understand clearly what makes differs the human communication from other systems of communication. That means other non-human communications, right? So the first characteristic is interchangeability. Interchangeability. Okay, this is the basic characteristic. Of course, almost they are related to these characteristics may be repeated, repeatedly we can find in characteristics of language, because our main source of communication is language. Okay, so interchangeability. Okay, if you take a statement, for example, Rama killed Ravana. Instead of Rama, you can write any other name who killed somebody else. Instead of Ravana, you can write any other, you can tell any other name instead of Ravana. Okay, who was killed. Okay, likewise, with one structure, with one sentence structure, we can change a number of, we can replace number of words, and we can convey number of facts. Okay, using the same sentence structure. Okay, likewise, structurally it is interchangeable. Structurally it is interchangeable. At the same time, in this process of communication, the basic characteristics of human communication is that it aims at exchanging of information. Okay, interchangeability. Okay, inter means between two. Okay, this information can be changed between two, can be conveyed between two or more, we can say, or more. Okay, so I can convey you some information. At the same time, you can, after listening my after receiving my information, surely you can convey the same information to other people. Okay, the same information to other people. Okay, and again from them you can share some information to me, or from out of your mind you can share some information to me when I share you. Okay, likewise, the information can be interchangeable. Okay, the information may be interchanged among the people. It is a two-way process. Okay, based on this character, we can conclude that communication is two-way process, because to change or to convey or to inform others, we need at least two. At least two. One is speaker and another one is listener. Okay, two persons we need. At the same time, it is a two-way process. Speaker may speak something and listener may listen something, receives that information. And again, that listener will respond. He may react and he may give some feedback, or again, he may give some information to the speaker. Now, this time that listener becomes speaker and this speaker becomes listener. Okay, that's why we can say it is a two-way process. It is a two-way process. The exchange can be between the two or more people. This exchange can be between two or more people. Okay, it may be at the individual or at the organizational level. It may be at the individual between two people, or at the organizational level between two groups, or between one superior and more subordinates, whatever it may be. Of course, that is organizational communication. Okay, now we are discussing general communication. Okay, so here we can understand that to exchange information, we need at least, in the process of exchanging information, we need at least two people. That is the minimum number. That is the minimum number. Okay, then your information, okay, that maybe your feelings, emotions, ideas, or thoughts can be expressed or can be exchanged. Okay, so this interchangeability is a one characteristic. It is a one characteristic. Okay, another one is communication is a continuous process. As long as we survive as a human beings, as long as we survive as a human beings, surely this communication continues. This communication continues. Okay, it is not static. It is a continuous, constantly subjected to change, and it is dynamic. Okay, so the communication is dynamic. It is not static. The people with whom we communicate, is content, its content and nature, and the situation in which communication is held, all keeping changing. Okay, all the time we do not speak, all the time we do not communicate with the same person. All the time we do not communicate the same information. The information may be changed, the receiver may be changed, the speaker may be changed, the communication channel may be changed. Everything is changed. Everything is changed because the language, the communication itself has that nature called dynamic nature, or we can say continuous process. It is a continuous process. Okay, so as long as the human race survives, humankind survives, surely this communication continues. Okay, this is second characteristic. And another one is mutual understanding. Mutual understanding. Okay, the main purpose of communication is to bring about mutual understanding. Okay, whatever we may communicate, so whatever we communicate, the purpose of that communication is to have the mutual understanding, to have the mutual understanding, right? So the main purpose of communication is to bring about mutual understanding. The receiver should receive and understand the message as intended by the sender. As intended by the sender. Okay. For example, why this mutual understanding is important? Let me tell you an example. If you say, I'm thirsty. If you say, I'm thirsty, what do you expect from others? What do you expect from the listener? surely you may expect that they may give you some water. They may provide you some water. But instead of giving some water, okay, if they offer, okay, if they offer to sit, or if they ask you to sit, or to go away, or if they offer some we can say any other eatable, that may be fruit, okay, apple or banana, whatever it may be, then of course thirsty, okay, when you are thirsty, you are supposed to drink water, not to eat fruit. Okay, if you can, that is up to you, but you may expect water. Instead of that, if they give you apple, if they give you banana, then what may happen? Your intention was not conveyed properly. Your intention was not conveyed properly. Okay, so in the same manner, when you communicate something, if the listener is unable to understand your intention, then there may be the failure of communication. Okay, so mutual understanding is important. When you communicate something, your meaning, your intention should be understood, and should be conveyed properly, and should be understood by the listener. Then only your communication is successful. That's why the main purpose of communication is to bring about mutual understanding. Okay, the receiver should receive and understand the message. The receiver should receive and understand your message. Okay, then this is a mutual understanding is also a characteristic. Okay, mutual understanding is also a characteristic. Okay, so another one is response. Okay, so another characteristic is response or reaction. Communication always leads to some response or reaction. Okay, when you communicate something, okay, the listener should react. Okay, if the listener is unable to react or is unable to respond, that may be the failure of communication. At the speaker level, there may be a failure, or at the receiver level, there may be a failure. Okay, if a deaf man sits at a particular place, if you go there and tells him something, then you may not be able to communicate properly. Because he is deaf. Without knowing that fact, if you try to communicate, and if you find no response from that speaker, surely you may be disappointed. Okay, in the same manner, when you communicate something to your friend or to your neighbor or to your family member or any other one, if they do not respond, if they do not react, you feel disappointed. Surely you feel disappointed. Okay, a message becomes communication. A message, if you send some information, that is message. A message becomes communication only when the receiving party understands or acknowledges it. When the communication is completed, if the receiver receives your message and react and respond, then the communication is complete. Then the communication is complete. He should react or respond. At least he should acknowledge. Okay, that means by nodding his head like this or like this. Okay, okay, approval, disapproval. Okay, so we need in the communication we need a response. We need response, right? So dear students, here we can understand that, okay, this communication, okay, a message becomes communication when the receiving party or the receiver receives your message and understand and acknowledges it, then it is communication. Then it is communication, right? Another one, another characteristic is communication is universal. Okay, universal function. Universal function. Right? So dear students, what do you think? The communication is social phenomena. Okay, social phenomena. Okay, as it is a social phenomena, we can expect, we can understand that throughout the world, all the human beings communicate. Throughout the world, all the human beings communicate, right? So from that point, what can you understand? This communication is not limited to Telugu people. This communication is not limited to Indians. This communication is not limited to any other particular continent. This communication is so this communication is universal. Try to understand this point. This communication is universal because it is not limited to a particular geographical area. This communication is there, or this communication exists throughout the world. Okay, so this is because this is human phenomena, not Indian phenomena, not Telugu people phenomena, not American phenomena. This is human phenomena. All the human beings are involved in communication process. That's why it is a universal function. This universal function is another characteristic. Okay, yeah, we can say communication is a social activity. Communication is a social activity. Okay, generally through communication, okay, we make many activities. Through communication, we make many activities. Through activities, we communicate something. Through our activities, we communicate something. Okay, try to understand. So moreover, it is a social activity. Moreover, it is a social activity. All the human beings, or at least in a particular speech community, all the members of that speech community. What is speech community? The people, the group of people who speaks the same language. The group of people who speaks the same language. That is speech community, right? Here we should understand that, okay, within the speech community, okay, not only to inform, the purpose of communication is not only to inform, to make others respond. Okay, how they respond in terms of actions, in terms of activities, we can say. In terms of activities, we can say. If you ask a boy, bring me a glass of water, If you ask a boy, bring me a glass of water, surely that boy will bring a glass of water. Your word make the boy respond and to make an activity, to do an activity, to do an activity. So if you observe carefully, surely we can find that, we can understand that all the communication is a social activity. All the communication is a social activity. Okay, most, not all, most of the communication. Okay. Okay, if you give information simply, that is informative. But apart from this informative, you can pursue the people, you can persuade the people. Okay, you can motivate the people to do something by your communication, by exchanging information, or by commanding them, right? So that is also the part of communication. So what can we say here? Communication is also communication is a social activity. Okay, social activity is also a characteristic of this communication. All the components of a society are in relationship of sharing. That may be it informative, feeling, or emotion. Okay, the other people also, the other people of that speech community, the other members of that speech community also can share their feelings, emotions. Okay, so here you have to understand the point carefully that, okay, it involves the effort of the people. Communication involves the effort of the people. Okay, so it is this communication involves the effort of the people who get in touch with the other one another and make them just understood to others. Okay, by this communication, we will get in touch with others. We may be in touch with others by communication. Okay, if we do not wish them, if we do not talk to them, then how they may be in touch with you? Okay, so this communication helps us to build relationship. This communication helps us to build relationship. Okay, and of course, this communication, okay, transmits. This communication transmits, okay, our culture from one person to another person, from one person to another person. That's why many activities, many social activities involved in this communication process, Okay, how do we know to perform or to conduct a festival or to organize a festival? Because of the communication. Okay, our elders, our parents, our grandparents, or some other people, they might have communicated to you how to conduct or how to organize a festival. Okay, likewise this communication surely involves many social activities because of its nature. Okay, so these are the characteristics of communication. Okay, we came to know what are the characteristics of communication, but we have to understand what is the process of communication. Actually, what is happening in the process of communication? What is the process if something is done stage wise? Is if something is done in a few steps, that is the process. Okay, what is the process of cooking food? What is the process of cooking curry? Okay, then we will tell some steps. Okay, in the same manner, we should know even how the communication process is happening. What are the steps in that communication? What is happening and how that communication is happening? Okay, but to understand the process of communication, first we should know the elements of communication. First, we should know the elements of communication. Dear students, here you should understand the point that